What is going on, players, and welcome back to Hungary for Success. It's me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, it is double cup final day. We could end this episode with a treble. We've won the Hungarian League already. Our first game is in the Hungarian Cup against Puskas Akademia, where if we lose this game, Puskas get into Europe. If we win, well, they don't. And we are taking on Man Utd in the Europa League final, which I'm not overly hopeful for, but we can only wait and see what happens. If you do enjoy this episode, do make sure to like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to the channel. The more numbers are higher, the more YouTube is happy. And an angry YouTube is a bad YouTube. Now, let's get into the video. Right, fellas, so the first game is going to be against Puskas Akademia, where, like I said, could guarantee ourselves a double yet again. We've won 4 in a row. This will be our 5th potential win in the Hungarian Cup, and it'll be our 5th double if we are 6th double, I think. 5th double? Yeah, 5th. I think it's our 5th double. But since you were, I'll show you the league. Since you were last, this is how the league finished. Quite comfortable, has to be said. And I've completely forgotten what I was doing. Schedule, we beat MTK 5-2 and we beat Fervar 3-0. Carlsberg is now 1 goal away. 1 goal away from equaling Mandira's record. As you can see, 21 appearances, 25 goals. The man had a beast of a season and didn't even play that many games. Missed 12 games in the league and still managed to be top goal scorer. So we're going into this one, I would say, quite comfortable. We're starting Carlsberg, obviously, because I want him to get a brace at least, because I don't think he's going to score against Man Utd. But we are starting with Kranjic in goal, Thorsten and Jamal as our wing backs, Neri and Gitarik as our centre backs, with Kouassi and Lago in central midfield, and all Ivory Coast central midfield, interestingly. Gilmar and Carlsberg as the wide men, Sorensen and Puskas as our strike force. Interestingly, Puskas came to me and said he doesn't think he didn't come to me, but my personal assistant came to me and said that Puskas is struggling with the expectation of being in the first team. Didn't think I'd be seeing that. We also have an unfortunate injury to Grodem, which, it's not ideal to have a team leader missing a cup final. I think he's going to miss the Europa League final as well, which, not ideal, but it's fine. We'll figure out a way around it. The first highlight does go to Puskas Akademia, but thankfully nothing comes of their corner. They still have the ball, so there's still potential for them to do something. Gitarik clears it away. Kouassi, beautiful tackle, finds Sorensen with his clearance, and Tucky whips it across to Carlsberg. Carlsberg has equalled the record for most goals scored by a Dorogi player in a season. Can he now go and beat that? Because Baradze, our Georgian ex-Wonder Kid, who's no longer a Wonder Kid because he's like 22 now, he came to me recently and said he wants more first team football. And to be fair, he is good enough to be in the first team. It's just not really worked out for him at the moment. Puskas can't beat Joksimovic, so it continues to be 1-0 after 13 minutes. This is, this is just the precursor for the really important game, the Europa League. If we could win the Europa League, that would be exceptional, because I'm not expecting to win the Europa League. I would have thought that we were probably going to win the Conference League. I thought we would have probably been in the Europa League, maybe qualifying for group stage Europa League within the last couple of seasons. I didn't expect us to be in the Champions League as often and as frequently as we have been, because we're still, just a lowly Hungarian team. Jamal does have a knock, but I don't think it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Carlsberg has broken the record with his second of the game, and our second of the game. I'm going to chuck a bit of praise at the lads, because I honestly don't care anymore. You're here to see history for Dorogi. Kouassi's shot gets blocked. Carlsberg just smashes it into the back of the net. And I think everything is going pretty dandy. Neary with his third of the season. Can't complain with that. That was a pretty decent header from our tall centre back. Just nobody even attempted to stop him from getting on the end of that. But I think Jamal is going to have to come off at halftime just because he's carrying a little bit of a knock. He's got a bruised hand. Maybe he doesn't come off. Bruised hand. Why are you telling me about a guy who has a bruised hand? Sorensen puts Puskas through. Puskas dinks the keeper, his 29th of the season. I may have complained about how inconsistent he was only a couple of episodes ago, maybe even the last episode. That was a beautiful pass by Sorensen as well. Nice cheeky bit of flair by him. But Puskas has now played like 53 games or 54 games this season. It's just a bit mental. Lago has picked up a knock as well. So they're really like going hard on our players. We're just going to say, well done lads, you're doing fantastic. We're going to take Lago off. I'm going to bring on Johansson because Johansson doesn't get a huge amount of first team football. Jamal, you can hang on for a little while. It's only a bruised hand. I swear to God, if it's a bruised hand, if that's what it is, when we get to the after the game, that shows all the injuries, if it comes up and says, oh, you got a bruised hand, you can't play for a little while, I'd be like, are you mad? Are you for serious? Sorensen has his shot blocked by the Puskas goalkeeper, who is actually playing a 7.1. So he's doing quite well. They do have ex-centre-back for ourselves, Purcell, playing in central defence. Nathino is playing he was playing in central midfield. Oh, he still is. They just moved him over a little bit. So we've got a little bit of, we have some players in their team. We're going to take off Carlsberg. I know he's on a hat-trick, but I kind of want to play him in the Champions League. So he's coming off. Sorensen is also going to come off for Cremosta. And we are going to jump ahead to the next highlight. I was thinking maybe it was going to be the end of the game, but then I realised we still have 20 minutes-ish. Johansson puts it wide. This is fine. Everything's going fine. We're 4-0 up in a cup final in a game that I basically said to the players, if you don't win, you're all getting sacked. So that potentially helped them. Puskas managed 5 shots in this entire game, one of which was on target. They should have scored a third of a goal. Let's hope that when it comes to... I even trained penalties for this game. Baridze gets a shot, but it's blocked. Kouassi, the keeper, has Jordan Pickford hands and just can't keep a hold of it. And then his distribution isn't great. Katarik finds Neary, Kouassi, all the time in the world to find absolutely nobody. I think Gilmar was just a little bit tired. Yeah, Gilmar's quite tired. It's probably why he didn't make that run forward. It's also 4-0. Probably doesn't see the point. Gilmar and Cremosta finds Baridze, and their keeper just manages to keep that one out. And probably the final touch or final kick of the game, Neary has his shot pushed onto the post, but we have won the game. And I don't know who is captain now. Don't know who is going to be handed number 8. Who's number 8? Puskas. That's who number 8 is. My striker, Puskas, gets handed the cup because we took off Carlsberg and Medina didn't start today. They're our captains. So that is fantastic. We have won the Hungarian Cup yet again. Enjoy these moments. You will remember them when you hang up your boots. Some of the players, not overly fussed. Carlsberg has broken a record, and that is pretty much the most important thing to me. Carlsberg breaking records, taking names. Our keeper almost took a death. Imagine if Kranic came up after this game saying he broke his wrist or something. I would be raging. Interestingly, no sign of an injury to Jamal here. Lago's out for 3 days with a bruised shin. That's fine. We've won the trophy as was expected. Not another Hungarian Cup win. It's the 6th time we've won it. It's the 6th time that I personally have won the Hungarian Cup with Dorogi in the save, because Dorogi had never won the cup before I arrived. So that's fine. We've 8 days before Carlsberg, or before the Man United game. Carlsberg and Kouassi could just take an extended break Superb in front of goal, Puskas. Fantastic. So we're going to be back in just a second for the game against Man United, which is in Juventus' stadium. Hopefully we can do something against them. I'm not sure. Man United, pretty good. It is FM. Man United are a good team. We'll be back for that in a second. Hopefully, you'll have liked this video, and that will give us the power to beat Man United. Right, fellas, so now we're about to take on Man United in the Europa League final, and I am not looking forward to this. Everton did win the Euro Cup 2, so hopefully another English team don't win a major trophy this season, because I would like if a Hungarian team could do the business, because that would be nice for us. The Man United side is pretty strong, I have to say. They still have Rashford, and Max Aarons is still playing for them. This is kind of what I think they expect. According to the performance dude, he reckons it's a close game. So I think he's a lunatic. But we are starting this game with Perez in goal, Hernandez and Mayer as our wing backs, Medina and Neri in central defence, with Kwasi and Diaz in central midfield, Gilmar and Carlsberg on the wings, and Puskas and Nunes starting up front. Nunes, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but that's what we're playing. That's what we're doing. He's in decent form recently, so we're going for it. Massive changes since the cup game, but it's because we don't have any restrictions on non-EU players in Europe, but we do in the Hungarian Cup. So we're going into this one hoping for the best, expecting the worst. So even the game is like, yeah, you don't stand a chance, lads. The players are warming up, like super warming up, to make sure they're actually going to be able to play this game. Is there any players on the bench that are of Fedotov is very, very good. Bruno Fernandes is still about. Is that? No, it's no. Dejan Lovilic. That name's familiar. He's potentially a real player. We are underdogs. Okay, the players weren't overly impressed by the fact that I said they're underdogs. I'm going to tell the strikers want more of the same. Because why not? But yeah, they've a pretty decent team. Kambala, I had a quick look at him before the game as well. He's not a terrible looking player, which, you know, that's what you want. You know, opposition centre back to be not a terrible looking player. Kind of hoping that we just hold them to 0-0 till halftime and then maybe spring an attack when they're least expecting it. But I can't imagine they're going to least expect it at any point. We do have a couple of young players on the bench who haven't had a huge amount of opportunities this year. Alex Simon being one of them. I'm actually kind of holding our own. We've had 3 shots today, 3 shots. But now they have a throw in our final, or in the final third. Kwasi tries to get over. Rashford dinks it in, and Perez just couldn't get enough on it to stop it from going into the back of the net. Hernandez looks like he's getting absolutely trounced. Kwasi is also not having a great game. So they're really kind of focusing their play down the left as is expected. Rashford is having a good game. So is Wolf and Talarico. If we go down 2-0 at halftime, that'll be quite disappointing. So far, we haven't conceded again yet. But that's a big yet. Rashford is true. Perez manages to get a hold of that one, but somehow Marcus Rashford puts that in the back of the net. I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to thrash Marcus and say, I'm not happy. I'm going to point my finger and say I'm not happy with your defensive work, not happy with your playmaking, and I'm not happy with your finishing. Have a quick, no, tactics. Hernandez not having a great game. Kwasi is really struggling. And both my strikers are having a terrible game, so I'm going to move the 2 of them around and just see if that can do something. If having Puskas as the complete forward is a bit more effective, I guess. We do have plenty of options off the bench, which is a good thing. We might have to dip into those in the not too distant future. Might as well just go attacking, because we're 2 down with just about 30 minutes left, plus whatever they add on. And I don't think a huge amount is going to end up happening for us. But it would be nice if we could score. That'd be quite nice. Mayer does win the ball. Puskas, as the complete forward, is actually doing something. Finds Carlsberg. Puskas. Diaz can't get his shot beyond the defender. And Man United live to not concede again. So we are going to make changes now. Kouassi is playing terribly. Going to put O'Neill in for him. Nunez is just a complete waste of money at the minute. I'm hoping that when he learns how to speak Hungarian, he won't be as terrible. We're paying him a small fortune though, so I would like if he could, do something. And okay, final change, final throw of the dice. We're going to take off Hernandez for Thorson. Why not? Is that what we're going to do? Yeah. Yep. Hernandez has been quite good. But there's no point in us keeping him on when he's playing poorly. Thorson is a decent right back option. We did have, I think it was Inter Milan were trying to buy him. Medina. Oh, Savio clears that off the line. Last ditch. We're going to throw a bit of encouragement at the players. Hopefully we can get, even just like I said, even just a goal, make it look like it was more competitive than it was. It's going to be run. We're going to run at the defense, be more expressive, punt the ball, extremely direct. Why not? We're going to Tony Pulis it. We have a corner. Gilmore gets it across, and Medina heads over. Go on, Mark O'Neill. Just chase Rashford around the place a little bit. I'm going to try and fire the players up. Perez takes the goal kick. Gilmore wins the header. Nothing comes of it. Diaz ran from one side of the pitch to the other, chasing the ball, and then just doesn't get anywhere near the dude. Aymar just plays it through, and the striker dinks Perez. Talarico makes it 3-0, and we have lost our first European final, but it's fine. We were underdogs. He gave it your best. Ooh, it disappointed the players. I'm furious. That's fine. Yeah, that didn't work out all that well. Medina, guessing he was the one that didn't get the tackle in at the end, because he did go down to a 6.1. I think technically there was not, or like team selection wise, there wasn't a huge amount we could have done. Maybe not start Nunez. Kouassi wasn't 100% fit. Other than that, was there a huge amount we could really have done against Man United? I don't think so. Yeah, I agree with Victor V. Might sound weird, but I'm proud to be a Drog fan after that. They never gave up, even in those circumstances. It's Man United. They're still significantly better than we are, but significantly better players. It's fine. Disappointingly, in the World Cup, obviously we didn't qualify for the World Cup because we finished third in our group, but no team wanted to play against us in their warm-up games for the World Cup, and that was disappointing. I was kind of hoping that we'd get, a Chile or like Brazil would be like, hey, do you want to play a game against us? And no. So we did get 4 million for losing the final, which, not that bad. All these players popped up jaded and could do with the rest. 5 of them. Carlsberg, Kouassi, Mayer, Medina, and Hernandez. All just a little bit on the tired side. We got 4.1 million, paid out 2.1 to the players and staff. We were the biggest overachievers because nobody expected it. Benfica got knocked out by us in the first knockout round. They were the biggest underachievers. Fantastic. We've completed some assignments for the Europa League. Rabbi Matondo, highly rated, would cost between 23 and 23 million. I wonder how much would cost to buy him. That was, that's fine. Excellent club atmosphere, excellent managerial support. Team cohesion is very good, and I'm going to ruin it probably by signing 101 players and then selling most of the players you see on the screen, because that is what I do. Yeah, we have 104.5 million in the bank, just shy of 70 million transfer budget, and just shy of $1 million a week in wage budget, which is fantastic. Oh, and we're only spending 356,000. That's, I would say that's pretty decent. One thing that did happen in between the games is MTK sacked their manager before the final game of the season. They brought in this guy Fabian Kalig, who was our reserve fitness coach. He's now the manager of MTK, which I found interesting because the last manager, Boris, had been there for 10 years. They've been there for 10 years. 322 days. That's loyalty for you. And I'm here 9 years, 321 days. So, as I said, season 10. We only won the double this year, so I'm a little bit disappointed. But what can you do? The next episode will be the end of season review, and the transfers leading up to the first game of the league, or probably the league season, and then the Champions League second leg, maybe, because we're in the third qualifying round again, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm probably not, because as we all know, I know everything. Yeah, third qualifying round, because we won the league. Hopefully this year we can push on and make it through to a decent round of the Champions League. But if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one.